Oh, there we go.
When I knock people out, they don't fucking move. Who the fuck is that guy? Oh, don't be scared, homie.
Welcome to Throwing Hands.
You got you're playing touch butt with that dork in the park, the ponytail.
My balls are hot.
Yeah, is that I ask you guys a personal question? Is that a sign for you to stop jerking off, or is that a sign for you to like just take a breather, switch hands? Yeah, I take a breather.
Ambidextrous. What happens if you break one of your dominant arm?
And then you just start getting better at the other arm. Yeah, act like you can't get better. You act like you act like
you got to be ready for it. Otherwise, it's gonna take forever.
Okay, Batman. He's like, I have a contingency.
Okay, Jackman.
I have a contingency. If my arm ever falls off, I know I can jack off with my other hand. It's a contingency, Robin.
It's efficiency, Robin.
It's important. That's ridiculous.
Gotta stay ready.
I just stretch it out. I'm really going for one of those deformed Rick and Morty arms. You know what I'm saying? I'm really going for one of those. Going for like Quagmire after he found the internet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just realized that I thought I had that problem, but I had broke my right hand, so I was actually fine.
You broke your right hand jacking off? That's intense.
No, playing
That's wild.
football, but people were like, "Oh, how you jack off?" Jokingly asking me that stupid shit. I was like, "Dude, I'm left-handed," and they just kind of looked at me like,
He was like, my mom does
What?
it for me.
"Okay,
I left.
okay." Last time I checked, we live in Florida, not Alabama,
Close enough.
or some remote country of not remote country.
I don't know where
remote
you're
part
from.
Of Germany,
Wow,
from Chicago.
a left hand jerk off. That's like a double sin. It's crazy.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Throwing Hands.
Why do you always have to say it like a dickhead like that?
I don't know.
Sound more like just a stuffy-nosed nerd.
Well, I was impersonating Joe, so
Oh damn.
I thought it was pretty spot on.
It wasn't though. It wasn't though. And if it was, he would have said you sound like me. You.
You fuck.
That's a little bit better. I sound like a man like that. That's how I sound. Darnell, what are you? What are you on the college wrestling team? What the?
Y'all niggas don't drink from the carton. The fuck?
First of all, no, I wasn't raised in a barn. Second of all, no, I'm not trying to make weight for wrestling this week.
There's
What the hell?
literally there was only like a fourth left. Why would I put that in a cup? I'm just wasting a cup.
Fair enough.
Fuck dishes.
Here's a better question: why wouldn't we just shit on you for drinking out of the carton regardless?
Because you guys are.
But we're your
And
fans.
anything that I do that's different from you guys freak out.
Yeah, like being black.
What is?
We're
that?
just constantly freaking out about that.
Yeah, all the time. Every time we see you, we have to remind ourselves that you're not going to try and take our wallet.
Hey, you never know.
And we're up and going for another episode of Throwing Hands Podcast. What's up, guys? Thanks for joining us. Thanks for clicking that thumbnail that brought you to this video. Throwing Hands Podcast. We're here to bring you the craziness, the bullshit, the Octagon control. The boys are all here. Your favorite casual hardcore team. Casual hardcore MMA fan team. Say that right. Joe, the whitest Puerto Rican you know, Ian, and Darnell. How you guys doing?
Fantabulous.
Chilling.
How are you, Joe? We never asked that. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
It doesn't matter how he feels.
Oh, you sons of bitches set me up. You sons of bitches set me up. I'm going full heel. Fuck this podcast. I'm out of here. I'm doing a CM Punk boom drop right now. Here's the scoop, guys, and I'm gonna tell you, Ian shows up late every fucking time. And this company is going to drive right to the ground because it's run by an inefficient pothead. This company has been falling apart from the very beginning. And then they get a black in here. And then the mic cuts out. Yeah. Thank God Ian is here to laugh, because otherwise it would just be racist. There would just be a podcast of me saying that and Darnell going, wow, set us back 70 years, Joe. And then I'd be like, well, I'm still keeping it in because it's funny. Yeah, no, I'm doing great. Been a great day. Little disturbed. Saw a guy wipe his ass. Just.
What's that?
It's disturbed.
He's down with the sickness.
Oh, okay.
God, I saw a guy today outside of his work truck just wiping his ass. It was in a gated mansion community too. I was driving down the street, and
He's like a worker.
yeah, I
Of some
guess,
sort?
yeah, just two dudes in a truck doing stuff. Yeah, that kind of worker, and
He's doing work of some sort.
yeah, it's the typical thing you see: two dudes in a white truck. They got pawn fronds and other stuff in the back, tools, and you're like, they do stuff. Clearly, I'm sure if you pulled them over and you're like, they see all those pawn fronds, and like, hey, you do siding for houses? And they'd be like, yeah, we do that. Yeah, 100%. I don't know, man. He was just outside of his truck, and I was pulling down the street.
His pants.
I said, you look like you're struggling, man. It's hot out here. Let me give you a little. I was like, wiggle, just wiggle. I was going down the street, and I see it, and immediately I go, that's a guy wiping his ass in the middle of the street. But my brain goes, absolutely no way that's a guy wiping his ass in the middle of the street, dude. You're in a gated mansion community. Like, as much as like outside workers take pisses in like bushes and like bottles at gated communities, no way this man's about to just wipe his ass. But then like
Immediate denial.
yeah,
Just like no. This isn't happening.
I could not and would not accept it, Darnell. Until as
blame
I got closer, I saw the white pants go above this man's black ass, and I was like, "Oh no!" And then he took the paper, the towel, whatever it was, the toilet paper towel that was in his hand, and just chucked it into these person's bushes. And I was like,
Oh, that's disgusting.
"Yeah."
Fuck.
So
They're
I'm
gonna
thinking,
find that.
oh, this guy, does work at this house, and they just call him the N-word. So he's like, "I'm out of here." I'm like, "No way, right?" So I'm
He's
like, obviously,
I'm gonna wipe my ass, and then I'm gonna throw the paper towel in your bushes.
yeah. So I'll tell you what I see from what I know I saw, because it was just my brain in denial at first, but then I know I saw this. The man was just in his butt crack, just wiping, and I saw him take it out, put it down. But no, he did not. I'll give him that. He did not. I'll give the man credit. He did not smell it, but he put it down like on the truck next to him, wiggled his pants back up, took it, chucked it, and I was like, no way. And as I'm driving slower now, because I'm like, okay, now clearly he's gonna be like, F you, and he's gonna drive off. His partner walks up with a can of like pawn froms, not disturbed at all by this. Ooh, not in the slightest. And then they just continue to go back to work, and I'm like, he just took a ass wipe break, not hidden at all, by the hood, by the front of the car.
Oh, that's wild.
Yeah.
Wow.
My man's a psychopath.
He's done that plenty of times before. If he's that comfortable.
Yeah.
And well, like when he chucked it, did it like actually go? Because like I don't know if you've ever thrown like.
That's how. Yeah, he wadded up.
Just like, you think he might have just like took a shit in that paper towel?
Or maybe he did he was prairie dogging and a little shit just came out, and like he just kind of wiped the rest of it out. You know what I'm saying? Maybe.
I mean, it's kind of hard to get decent distance on like
I think
paper towel.
I think he wadded up pretty well. I don't know. And yeah.
Well, at that point, then it's all over your hands.
Wind could have carried it. Wind could have carried it a little bit. But
true. I mean, still.
But I mean, I'm telling you, like the exact motion. This man like went like this with his hand. Like he went, whoo! Like just like that. Like he had it like this. Yeah, exactly. He put it.
He took a deuce. He shit into that paper towel.
Yeah, his coworker came up and was like, "Deuce. All right, now what are we doing next?" So I was feeling pretty good up until then. I'll be honest.
That was great up until I saw that.
Yeah, that's fucking terrible. That would fuck my day up a bit.
Yeah, unacceptable, right? That's what I think. That's what I says.
Pretty gross.
Oh man.
You couldn't have like gone inside the truck, or at least tried to like hide yourself, go in the bushes and do it.
Yeah, because I mean,
ask
like
the homeowner to use their bathroom real quick.
Any of those would have been acceptable. Like it's literally like writing a report on what not to do at a stoplight. It's like
don't wipe your ass at a stoplight.
What are the other options you have besides wiping your ass outside of the car? It's like, oh man, where do I start? I 1,000-word
In
essay.
the middle of the street.
Yeah. Yeah, that guy does. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure they picked him up for that job outside of an insane asylum somewhere, you know. Boys, let's get started with the main reason we're here tonight is to talk about finally after we have 2 full episodes where we talk about 287 and then we're like, oh yeah, 287's still coming. We'll watch it. You know, we talked about it twice and now it finally came and went, and boy was it a goodie. I figure we'll just stick to main card on this for time's sake. Top five. I would say top 5 fights of the night were basically the main card anyway, unless you guys needed to shout something out and that happened on the prelims at all. I know Karate Hottie really let us down. Oh, and of course Kelvin Gastelum, Chris Curtis. We'll talk about that.
I was gonna say that was the only other one I was gonna bring up.
Let me get us rolling on some topics that will lead us into talking about these fights. So I'm making my own award for tonight, which is the I think it's something that we can talk about. I think we can. Ian was like, "Oh, come on, guys, break into song. Let's go." I think something that we can look and try to highlight every week in these fights, because it's bound to happen, is just the most cringe moment of the entire night. And Kelvin Gastelum, in my opinion, receives that when he had one of his most impressive performances against Chris Curtis. I could have sworn Chris Curtis was going to make a comeback. I swore, I kept seeing on his face. I'm like, oh, he sees something. As he's getting punched in the face by Kelvin Gastelum, I'm like, he sees something though, bro. He's letting him do it because he knows he's about to hit him with something hard.
Nope. I mean, don't get me wrong. He rocked Kelvin quite a few times.
Oh yeah, well they were throwing boats.
Yeah.
I was surprised that it was a unanimous because of that. I was like, they were both back and forth, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was more very, very. In my opinion, it was kind of obviously going in the favor of Kelvin, and in that case,
he kind of had the edge after every round. What was this? I think it was the second round, right? That's where Chris actually if that's maybe the only round I could have actually given him.
Right.
But for most of the fight, Kelvin was he was on that ace.
Well, here's the thing: is that with all how good that fight was, is that he still just looked like Kelvin. I saw nothing different except for maybe pace and cardio, which still kind of pitter-pattered out towards the end of the third, or beginning of the third, to be honest. But it's all the same shit. It's still nothing looks different from anything I've ever seen him do in fighting when it comes to his striking, his grappling. It looked great. Maybe he looked a little bit more crisp. Maybe I could say, but I didn't see it. And then, as I'm thinking that, as I'm watching the fight, then he wins the fight, goes on the microphone, and does the most cringe post-fight post-fight speech afterwards.
A Christian man. How dare you?
No.
I guess I'm not as heavy as a man of a god as this man. I don't have a mom that makes me tortillas in the morning. No, so no. I'm saying at least in his level. I'm not at his level. Well, I don't remember the whole speech. I know it also has a lot to do with him saying I'm a remade man. I'm all new. And then Joe Rogan's asking him what specifically did you do, or what happened in this camp, or what happened recently that made this change? And he just kept saying, I am reborn. He has risen. I am I'm like, dude, first of all, you're not the man on fire. You're not Christ himself. You're not the son. All right, so chill out. And that's also cringe that he's acting like that.
Yeah, he was kind of acting like he just won the title.
Did he explain what happened? What did he say? What did he say that happened? Yeah. What was the big change?
Not the change. Well, what he went through would change any damn body. But 20 months of fucking nothing, that he couldn't fight, he couldn't train, constant injuries and shit, canceled fights. So obviously, yeah,
that's nothing new.
Fucking soul searching.
That's nothing new, bro. That's a thing
that's like a common thing in the UFC.
That's a common thing that happens in UFC fighters. Wait, he's brand new because of that? No, no way, fam. Listen, Darnell, don't get diminished. Don't get deterred. He's a great guy. He's a great fighter. But you got to accept that was not cool what he did. He wouldn't go man, that was badass. He wasn't stone cold on the mic, okay? He was He was like I don't know. It seemed like it was like at an actual Christian camp. You know what I'm saying? Trying to hype up the kids at the Christian camp. Paul Rosas Jr. Versus Christian Rodriguez. Paul
What
Rosas
a
Jr.
letdown.
Yeah, unfortunately, right?
Well, for Raul, like everyone's like, this kid's gonna be the next champ, and he loses to, in my opinion, a nobody.
Yeah,
I mean,
well,
I've never heard of Christian Rodriguez.
I was gonna say Christian Rodriguez is a beast. He is, in fact, one of them dudes in bantamweight. But does this do anything for his stock for beating Paul Rosas Jr.? No, no, it does not, in my opinion.
He
but
just knocked down some guy who had a whole bunch of hype behind him.
Yeah, great grappling. But here's the thing: you got to look at it in the sense of like the commentators were literally calling the demise of Paul Rosas Jr. as it was happening. Like they were as it was diminishing down. They were like, "Oh, his cardio sinking. Yeah, he's slowing down. Oh, he's real slow now. That's bad
now."
and he's grapple fucked.
And then Raul consistently tried to grapple after that, and I'm like,
I kept calling him Paul. Oh my god, my dyslexia. No.
There's not even a P in there.
I know, but I'm seeing the P. I'm seeing a P. Just my mind's just like, get rid of that little stick there. Get rid of that thing. It's holding up.
So we're calling him Paul now. It's his new name after he lost. He doesn't. Raul's too cool of a name.
He's gonna win to get that little leg back on the R.
The R back, yeah. And I mean, shouts out to Christian for not getting cut by that fucking chin.
That razor's edge of a chin.
That fucking dagger that he's got strapped to his face.
So let me ask you guys this: we talked a ton about it. The longitude of him becoming the UFC's youngest champion and what it'll take, and of course, winning this fight was a huge step for it. So, I mean,
a huge step back.
Do you think that now that he's lost, do you think he still holds a chance of getting into getting into that title shot contention before? He's got till 21. So
I mean, if he actually like takes a step back and like listens to his coaches instead of like, because that like the commentator, Joe and them were saying like, he went or fuck Christ if I can talk, at his last camp he was focusing mostly on grappling because he came from a boxing background, and then he just tried to solely focus on that because like when they were standing up, I think Raul, like, it would have been a way more interesting of a fight, but he kept trying to take him down and gassed himself because Christian was like, well, I'm just going to stay calm. I'm not going to let you submit me.
Yeah.
And then literally Raul fucking just gassed himself. Like he just kept going 100% until he was basically a wet noodle.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, very frustrating to see from for somebody who has such, but that's the thing. It's only so frustrating if he was a 22-year-old with everything he's accomplished, and we would just be like, damn, well, we would still talk, what he did wrong and all that. But then at the end of the day, we'd be like, well, he's going to come back, dude. He's going to be, but right now it's a rush. It's like, okay, well, if we want to make this accolade, if we want to make this big thing happen for Mexico and the UFC and have the youngest UFC champion, then this he has to get back in there before the year is out, and he has to win in crazy fashion. And then he's got to win at the beginning of next year, so that way he can at least get like a contender fight in the middle of the year or towards the end of the year. So, I mean,
does it say when his birthday is?
And of course, he can always luck out. That was my other thought about this. Of like, he still has a chance. Is like how the UFC is. Like, Colby Covington's going to be fighting for the welterweight title. So like, anybody can get the shot if you're like in the right position and you keep yourself in the right position.
Yeah, so he could get like, the Dana cop out to where, say he just like, knocks out the next guy in a glorious fashion.
Yeah.
And then Dana's like, well, we should probably give him the title fight next. Like, but that's still, so he's got until October of 2026? He's 18. So I mean, he's got time. Or wait, how old was John Jones when he got the title?
21.
21?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, he's got like what, another year? October of next year?
Yeah.
Wait, no, he was 19. So he's got the 2027.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, he would have to win in crazy fashion by tonight, or by tonight. But he's a lot of pressure on Rosas Jr. He's somebody tweeted him. He doesn't know yet. He doesn't know it has to be by tonight. Darnell, tweet at him. Yeah. Let's talk Darnell's boy, Kevin Holland. Knocks out Santiago Ponzinibbio. The whole time just trying to get a deal with Trump the whole fight. Just really trying to get something out of it. Not sure he knows what.
My favorite thing out of that entire fight was Kevin asking Santiago, "Yo, do you smell weed?"
Smell weed? Yeah. And I love DC saying, I do smell weed, Joe. I do smell that.
Oh my god. That was wild.
They
It's
were
like, of course, in Miami.
Dude, they were kind of letting loose at the table on Saturday. They were both talking about like multiple different rules and things in the UFC that they did not like, and I'm like, very abnormal for the whole table to be doing it. Usually Joe says something about it, and John's like, ha ha ha, all right, guys. But anyway, this fight's brought to you by Modelo. Fucking, but
Root
instead
for the fighting spirit.
Yeah, Kevin Holland basically had Ponzinibbio's number the whole fight.
I feel like if that was the end of the first, that was the end of the first where he had his leg and then he just fucking backhammer fisted him and
So
just
dope.
dropped his ass. It was just like, damn, dude, that
was
fucking
wild.
sucks.
It was so cool.
And then what do you call it? It was what was fucked up was on Twitter. I think like not even 10 minutes later, they're like Ponzinibbio's gonna he's gonna what do you I guess challenge the knockout, like the decision, like the stoppage. But no, this is where it's funny.
Okay.
Because it said he's gonna challenge the stoppage because as you look at his hand right here and they put a red circle around his hand, he's holding a thumbs up. But his hand, like, it's clearly not a fucking thumbs
Yeah,
up.
but if you're like this on the ground.
No, he wasn't like that at all on the ground. He went face first into the ground, like arms spread eagle.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was out, and then he tried to get up, like, no, it wasn't not. Nah,
Yeah, I love
you
that.
were gone.
Yeah, I love
You were
that when he
fucking
got
gone,
up and
bro.
everybody was just shouts out to Joe being so petty for Kevin Holland on the mic, and he's like, I mean, it's a clearly justified 100% knockout. I mean, he's what Ponzinibbio, no. Yeah, what a fight though. Great fight. Glad to see Kevin Holland get two big dubs in a row. Seems like that man's super active right now. Fights all the time. Smokes a lot of weed.
When did he get another win? Because his last fight was Wonderboy.
Yeah, didn't he beat Wonderboy, or he lost to Wonderboy?
No, he lost that.
That's right. Never mind.
Oh, because corners. Well, kind of corner stoppage because that's when he broke his hand.
Yeah.
Like they went back to the corners and they're like, "Yep, nah, he broke his hand. We're done."
Maybe I'm just ever since that Chimaev fight, I'm like anything that doesn't go like that way for him. I'm like, that's a win. That's a win for Kevin Holland. Rob Font, Adrian. I feel like again very underrated fight. Rob Font, Adrian Yanez. I didn't even. They walked out and they go, oh shit, this guy's before Gilbert Burns and Jorge Masvidal. Don't remember too much from it. Just know that was a crazy knockout. Good fight. Rob Font for Puerto Rico. Shouts out Puerto Rico.
Yeah, Adrian got fucking floored.
Poor guy.
Like it started out like a normal, like just kind of almost calculated slugfest, but then Rob just kind of closed in on him and just started throwing. And he caught him with a mean ass hook. That like it's fucked up when you see it on replay in slow mo. Like when Adrian hit the fucking floor, his eyes were like going this way, while Rob was like right in front of him, like coming down for ground and pound. Like you're like, oh, he was gone. He was not there at all. But he'll bounce back. He's fucking great.
Oh yeah.
And good bounce back for Rob because
I
think he had like 2 really bad fights.
Yeah. I was gonna say, real good to see that for Rob Font and beating a ranked opponent too. That's good. Gilbert Burns, Jorge Masvidal. I mean, Gilbert Burns. With Gilbert, you got a guy who is I mean, just literally one of the toughest, most relentless, and longest lasting welterweights around. I mean, the dude, there's these dudes who have been around the UFC for so long that you're like, haven't they have a bunch of losses? Like, yeah, they have. And now they're unstoppable tanks. It's this weird thing that if you can, it's this weird sweet spot that if you train hard and long enough and you want it deep enough, you can be the gatekeeper of gatekeepers. And that's what Gilbert Burns will end up being unless, well, actually, that's what makes it so exciting now, is that now we can possibly see him versus Leon or Colby. And I'm like, I want that. So, which they've never fought before, right? Nobody in this circle has ever fought Gilbert Burns, correct?
Just Kamaru.
Yeah, see? So Kamaru, I'm sorry, bud. Get out of here. I'm more excited about other fights now. I don't care about it anymore.
We don't need to.
Yeah, he definitely got robbed of that title fight, 100% Kamaru. But thing is, now we want to see Leon versus some other people now. But Gilbert Burns, Jorge Masvidal. I mean, it just kind of goes how the past few fights for Masvidal has gone ever since the Nate fight. It just starts off okay. You're like, all right, gonna see some crazy fun stuff from Masvidal. Then he starts getting pieced up, and what you do every time he gets pieced up, laughs. I'm so cool. Ha ha ha. You didn't get me. No, it's all good. Come on, bring it. I love it. Then he gets knocked out.
And you commence to keep getting the shit beat out of you.
Yes. It's so stupid. It's one of the I don't know what they call that game plan. I call it retarded is what I call it. So, and then he gets on the mic and then he's just got one of the worst retirement speeches I've ever heard, except for the part where he gets everybody. Not that I care, but that's hilarious to get the whole crowd to go, "Let's go, Brandon!" And Joe Rogan's big smile and he's like, "Oh, what do I do here?"
It's like, oh shit, you're getting political. So the only reason he did that is because Trump was in the building.
Yeah, for sure, but.
He's like, I need to be friends with this rich guy because I'm about to lose a lot of money retiring.
Lost a
No, he's always been a Trump fan.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy. Which I don't blame the Cubans. So.
I'm one of the first retirements in a while where I'm like, I'm not gonna be like, well, thanks, good luck, and I'm sad to see you go. I'm like, honestly, bro. Now we don't have to deal with this every once in a while. Jorge Masvidal coming out of the blue and being like, "Hey, can I get that big fight? Can I get that big fight, bro? Because they want I'm the biggest badass around here, dude." And I'm like, it's so funny hearing him talk on Joe's podcast about like my destiny is I'm gonna beat Gilbert Burns, I'm gonna move on to Leon, and I'm gonna get that revenge. I'm gonna get him. I'm gonna finish that fight. And now it's like that's not even remotely close to anything you can get, bud. Go back to court because you have other court dates to go to.
Like your last win was in 2019.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Yeah, real bad motherfucker over there.
And that was like an arguable decision. So.
Oh no, he
TKO.
Oh, against Nate, yeah.
Stoppage when he fought Nate.
Yeah, and I mean he did beat the bricks off Nate, so it is what it is. Unless you ask Nate, then he'd be like, "No, I worked him. I won that fight. That's an easy dub for me." If you ask Nate.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't ask Nate because couldn't understand him.
What did you say, bitch? You mean fucking go?
Sorry, I don't speak Spanish.
Gesundheit.
Gesundheit.
All right. The big fight of the night. Pereira versus Israel Adesanya. The revenge. I mean, the hype felt around the world. I mean, if you don't know the hype everybody's talking about this right now. It is truly going to be the knockout of the night. Like last year, because it happened at the end of the year.
Of the night.
Yeah, because of it happened at the end of the year last year, and it was the biggest like crazy transfer was Kamaru versus Leon Edwards. That head kick was the best knockout. Now this is the best knockout for the rest of the year. You can't give me a better story and a better knockout with a better 3 shots with arrows. Bang, bang. Bang. I said to Reese today, I said, when Israel Adesanya, he didn't win the title on Saturday. He didn't win it. We won the title, baby boy. Everybody won that title. We felt good. The anime nerds and all his fans won that title with him.
Every Adesanya fan won that title.
Dude,
they won a story.
We felt good. Darnell video called us all. That's how good it was. That's how good he felt. He was
how much
like,
hype there was behind that.
Yeah. Okay, so was it first round knockout, right? Second round knockout.
Second round.
So first round
combo was the first fight.
Yep. So first round looks really good. I say to Ian, so a couple things. I get very
back and forth for that first round. I was like, I'm not sure how this is gonna go.
Yeah. So I tell Ian, I get a lot of superstitious shit, and I say to Ian, I go, okay, Israel's not doing any crazy walkout thing. I don't like that. He needs to do the crazy walkout stuff. And I said, if Pereira does the bow and arrow shoot to the octagon, then Izzy's gonna lose. And he walked out, did the bow and arrow shot, and I was like, fuck. All right, well, it's over. He shot the arrow. He's just gonna go retrieve it and then beat the shit out of Izzy. But and then they're in the fight, and Izzy getting backed up against the cage. Anybody visibly noticed, they were like, yeah, this is it's not good for him
It's not good
when that happens. And then just the unload of like, you know what? I don't know if that was completely perfectly strategized or whatever it may be, but to me,
Izzy just said fuck it.
Yeah, he just whipped that overhand right and caught him, and then he saw him. And what I saw in that moment when he followed up with that double overhand, which was incredible. What I heard in that moment was Izzy telling him, like, as they were promoting, he's like, I'm gonna finish it. I know how to finish him, and I'm gonna finish him when I do it this time. And I feel like he saw it, and he was like, okay, go, bam, don't draw this out, bam, done, knockout, fuck yeah.
And one more as you're dropping, I'm gonna hit you with that left.
So
and then the fucking hammer fist. Oof.
So
oof,
good.
Oof.
So can we accept this? Can we accept this now? Like, this is, I told Darnell, I was telling everybody, this is the best timeline. We are living the best timeline currently. It's unfortunate if you're out there dealing with some struggles, things are going wrong in the world. Russia's a total asshole, but it's like, this is the timeline. This is the best timeline. So do we need a third fight, or are we happy? We good?
We don't need
we
one.
don't need another third fight.
We don't need one, but they're gonna make it happen. Unless,
Maybe.
Unless how you were saying, Pereira goes up weight class.
I think likely that's what's gonna happen. I saw his tweet that was like, I'm okay, thanks for support and all that, and then it said I'm gonna follow the plans that are already been set into motion. I'm like, I bet that's him going to 205.
Yeah, I saw a very unfortunate tweet saying that he's going to go to 205, get that belt, and then they're going to have Izzy and him fight again
at 205.
I can see that.
And I'm just like,
that would be dope.
Can we not? Please?
Hit somebody like, I'm like, honestly, sold. That's pretty good. If that can happen, if they can make that happen, I'm sold.
Wait, you think they're gonna make Izzy go up to 205?
He did it before.
Again, yeah, do it again.
Yeah,
but
he lost
against. It was against Jan.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, please don't.
Which brings me to the next question as well. So yeah, I agree. I don't want I want to see Izzy. I want Pereira to go to 205 because I think he's gonna be a monster at 205. I think he's gonna clear that division. But Adesanya, here's the problem. He's already lapped 185. You look at the top 10 of 185, he's beat everybody. The only person that is like, it's not even in contention in like the top 10 to like, but he is. But Duplessis is calling for the fight against Adesanya. That's the main guy, and I mean that's the only guy. If you look through, Marvin Vettori's already lost. Robert Whittaker, Jared Cannonier, there's Paulo Costa, Derek Duplessis at number 6. Would seem to be the only answer. But now you got people like Jan Blachowicz. He's saying that he's training to go down to 185 because he wants to try to fight Izzy. I agree. I think he's going to try. It's not going to work, and it's going to flop out. So, I mean, I know I'm trying to really ask you guys to wrap your brain, I suppose, but do you see a different thing that they could try to set up for Izzy? I don't know what else they set up at this point.
Yeah, just have him fight.
Because he fought Sean Strickland.
Yeah, that's the only other person he hasn't fought.
That's going to be
like
a good
at
fight.
all.
do you guys like this middleweight division right now? Like, are you fond of like the fighters that are in it right now? Because I'm looking at a post on Reddit. It says arguably the deepest that the UFC middleweight division has ever been. I mean, it's at the time right now. I'll read it from champ down, champ to number 1 all the way down to 10. You got Chris Weidman, Chris Weidman as champ. You got Luke Rockhold number 1, Jacare Souza, Yoel Romero, Vitor Belfort, Lyoto Machida, Tim Kennedy, Bisping, Whitaker, Gegard Mousasi, Titus Lete still when he was in 185. I mean, that's one of the most known crazy divisions. Like everybody in the top 10 that's all names right there. Like that's all big time names. I mean, do you think that this current like top 10, top 15 is better than what it was 10 years ago?
I have to say, yeah, because they're still there.
Well, a lot of them are
I
still.
mean,
You got to think again. Comparison. Now these are all like somewhat newer guys. Now you're looking at 185's top 10. You're looking at Adesanya, Whitaker, Cannonier, Paulo Costa, Duplessis, Sean Strickland, Derek Brunson, all dudes that were like younger back then, but now have worked their way up to top 10.
I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say because it's more of an opinion. But I mean, I'm not mad at it.
I would say the difference is like back then 10 years ago and all the way up till today and even before those 10 years, every single one of those guys on the 185 from that picture are like they're like I need to see that I need to see those guys fight. With these guys you're like, Roman Dalida is like, yeah, we all know he's a beast, but it's not like he's not a big pull name. Derek Brunson, number 8. Yeah, he's great. To see get knocked out after he fucking flails in the first round,
Yeah, no, we know he's retiring soon.
Yeah.
That nigga almost 40.
Yep.
And
So
the past 2 fights, fucking towel thrown in.
I don't know. I think 185 is. I think we're all gonna come down from this hype with Izzy and go, wait a minute, what now?
It's all the same guys now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the problem
mean-
is him being champ, because then it just gets stagnant again because he's beat everybody. If Alex won again, then there's plenty of motherfuckers for him to fight.
Oh yeah, they make it more interesting because
Yeah.
they could mix it up and shit. I don't know. It's hard to say. Are you saying that Izzy should just retire?
He could.
Probably should start thinking about it.
Retire
How
on
old
top.
is he? He's only like what, like 33 or something?
Yeah. Maybe get like 2 more big fights. Call it a life. Call it a career.
I mean, he'll
Go
definitely
back
have
and
enough money.
go back
Yeah,
to the
he's
Leaf Village and
33.
retire.
Yeah, he could definitely do that.
Start training some yellow-haired kid in an orange jacket who eats a bunch of ramen.
There you go. Write a book. All right, let's quickly go over the upcoming card this weekend. Max Holloway versus Arnold Allen, UFC Fight Night. What a main event! Edson Barbosa at the co-main with Billy Tarantino. I know his name is not Tarantino. It just looks like it, and it makes me laugh saying it that way. It actually looks like his name is Quarantino. So, this fight card. Listen, it doesn't have a lot of flair or flash. Okay, but first of all, Max Holloway Arnold Allen is a banger alert. That is, in fact, a banger alert. The best boxer in all of UFC history versus Arnold Allen from the UK.
This is Arnold. He's a
Uh,
Terminator.
Do you see? First of all, I mean, obviously, I'm gonna pick Max to win this fight. But do you see him actually? Is this a tough fight for him? Is this a cupcake for Max?
As long as he went back to sparring, not hard sparring, just sparring in general, then I'd say
I mean, it
he'd
kind of
probably be all right.
depends. Like, if Arnold takes him down, I don't know. It's going to be like a different story.
Max has great jiu-jitsu in like the beginning of the fight. Like first 2 rounds, you take Max down, he's gonna throw some shit. But if it's anywhere
Well, I'm
later
just
on,
saying,
he's
like,
just gonna get pissed off about it.
The takedown average for Arnold is 135 as opposed to, Max's is 0.29. So, and while like, see, it's like, it's kind of almost even as far as like, because like Max has really good takedown defense as well.
Right.
I don't know. It's gonna be a wild fight. Because I mean, also Arnold's 19-1, so
Yeah, definitely not going to be an easy fight by any standard. But hey, some guys have gotten in there thinking they can do that to do whatever they want to Max Holloway. He's the best. Hey Ian, lean in. I'm gonna tell you a little secret. Darnell, I'm gonna tell you a secret, guys. Just between us girls. He's the
Just
best
between us
boxer in
girls?
UFC history. Okay, so he's the greatest boxer of all time. That's just between us. So let's see Arnold Allen deal with that.
I mean, he's undefeated in the UFC, so
Yeah, never fought Max Holloway though.
he got me there.
I'd say the only bad thing was that he fought a fucking 145 Dan Hooker.
Who, Arnold Allen?
Yeah, that was his last fight. Fucking
Yeah.
knocked him out, and it's just like, you know damn well you shouldn't have came back to no 145. You got beat by Chandler and just was
His
like,
last fight was Calvin Kattar.
who?
Allen.
Oh damn! Oh, I think Calvin blew his knee out in that fight. Does it
Did
say
he blow his knee?
TKO?
Yeah, it says
Yeah.
KO/TKO.
Yep, he blew his knee out. I think he went to like throw a kick or step back down on it, and his shit just said, "Nah, I'm good, fam."
Yeah, I mean, look, you got for the rest of this card, you got Edson Barbosa, who at this point, unfortunately, the name itself is all you're getting hyped about. The likelihood of him coming out and throwing any crazy spinning stuff that's going to get a good knockout recently, it's there. Yeah, it's there, but slim to none. Dustin Jacoby. I mean, you can listen. He's going against a guy who has a lot of Z's, K's, and V's in his name, so he's most likely going to lose. That's the rule around here. That's rule of thumb. So, but that's good. Again, like entertainment wise, these are what makes a sleeper card. Okay, now I know Darnell not a big fan of Cutelaba, but I'm a big fan of the Hulk. I love that guy. I'm hoping he'll just go in and put on a slugfest. I just want these guys to put on slugfest. And then you got Pedro Munoz, Chris Gutierrez. Those guys put on slugfest at bantamweight. Those guys are sluggers. This is what I see when I see this card. Besides Barboza, I see a bunch of dudes who throw down. And then yes, Darnell, unfortunately, somehow they were wandering in the desert in Las Vegas. And I don't know if you heard about this. They were wandering in the desert in Las Vegas. And crazy night, right? John Jones, Dana White, Donald Trump, Jorge Masvidal, Conor McGregor. They're all hanging out after the Israel Adesanya knockout. They're just they're getting drunk, doing a little bit of nose beers, having some beers, taking presidential convoys all around through Vegas, hanging out. They end out in the desert, right? Because they're like, well, let's find. Well, I could show you where they filmed Breaking Bad stuff, and they're like, that's not filmed here, but they're like, we're not going to argue with the D-man, like obviously. So they start going around and hanging out, and all of a sudden they hit this bone. D-man trips over a big bone. He falls down. Security's going crazy. They start digging it up. Go! The team, they already had a team on site because it could be anything. They're digging it up.
It wasn't a bone. It was
Clay Guida.
It was just his foot sticking out of the sand.
And then when the story goes, they pulled him out, and he just started hopping around left, right. And they said, who are you? Where are you from? And he took off down the road, slapping himself a bunch, burping. So yeah, Clay Guida's back against Rafa Garcia.
Like 42 now.
Crazy, absolutely insane. And then come to the prelims to see all these babyface people fight, except for Zach Cummings and Ed Herman, these two old dudes who will put on a really good light heavyweight fight. Gotta say, that's gonna be a good one.
Who? No, I was on another page.
Zach Cummings and Ed Herman. Yeah, Ed Herman looks like he has seen some years. He's seen some stuff.
I'm gonna watch out for the Lando fight because he was like the first person to like really beat the shit out of Tony Ferguson when Tony was doing Tony shit.
Right.
He still lost, but like he fucked Tony up.
Still tapped him up.
All right, boys, we are done talking about all the fight cards. We hope.
Oh shit!
Oh!
We're
He's
not
finally
done.
fucking fighting in the UFC. I know he got signed last year. Gaston Bolanos. He was pretty good in Bellator. Most of his highlights were fucking spinning back his knockouts, but
Hey,
they
it's an
didn't have
art.
his picture, so I didn't recognize him until I looked at his name. But all right, yeah, I guess I'll try to catch that fight for sure then.
There you go. Don't sleep on
Boost
this
the
card.
booms.
You're hearing it from us. Our opinion on this card. Don't sleep on it. Max Holloway, Arnold Allen. Couple things before we get into our street fights. Go over a couple things here. Got some stuff to talk about. Just a few. One big announcement. Don't know how you guys feel about this, but it is announced for UFC 294. It says so. October 21st, Paulo Costa versus Chimaev. What do we think? So that's got to be at what 185 then. So that's pretty good.
Oh yeah, for sure. That's Paulo Costa's big ass. Didn't even want to cut to 185 to fight Marvin. He ain't cutting an extra like 50 pounds to make 170 with all that muscle.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a good match for Chimaev. I just want any of these guys who will put on a brawl to fight Chimaev, because then it's like one of these guys bound to knock him out. One of them.
God damn, I'm tired.
Yeah, I can see
I
that.
think Paulo Costa will definitely. He should be able to do it as long as he doesn't be a fucking monkey jumping around everywhere. Cum shots getting destroyed.
Whatever.
Like his jaw is getting rearranged.
I hope so. Whatever happened to that guy who was always doing like backflips and stuff when he got in the octagon? He would always tire himself out. Remember that guy? Yeah, big.
He's still fighting.
Is,
I think
is
he's
he?
still in the top 15 for welterweight. Pretty sure he's still.
Oh,
there.
he's like a light heavyweight.
Yeah,
That's like a who,
yep, he's level. He's
level.
15th. Yeah, I
He's
said
level.
level.
He's level 205.
He's literally at 15.
Yo, change the rankings in UFC just just say their levels. That's way more entertaining.
Yeah, they're no longer
Yo,
ranked. They're level.
What level fighter are you? Level 13. I'm trying to boost up. Trying to get boosted this weekend. Announced this at this fight card at the 287 Hall of Fame fight. That's gonna be. I like that they do that now. The Hall of Fame fights. Lawler versus Roy McDonald. Robbie Lawler, Roy McDonald. Dude, what a pick for a fight. You remember that fight, Darnell?
I fucking love that fight. Anytime I see the highlights for it, it makes me want to go look up the actual fight and just to rewatch it all again because
Super epic. Yeah.
it's fucking demon
A
in there.
bloodbath.
I told
Both of
Ian
them.
we were gonna rewatch it, or we were gonna watch it that night. Obviously, fights went on too late, but no, we're gonna have to. Ian, if you haven't watched that fight, if you don't remember it in a while, I would highly recommend. It's such a. I mean, they hyped it up better than they hyped it up real good at the UFC card, but I mean, Robbie Lawler, Roy McDonald. I mean, talk about two guys who could give a fuck less about being knocked out, and talk about two guys who just put on a pressure and a pace, and with such strength, it seemed unhuman. It seemed unreal. It was horrifying to watch either of them fight. Genuinely, I mean, you've seen most pictures of Robbie Lawler, win or lose, he looks the same. He looks beat to a completely different person. And same, and then you got McDonald, same for him. He's usually beat completely up. And in that fight, I mean, there's so many epic things. There's the Robbie Lawler busted lip. There's the stare down where they're staring at each other after the horn blows. I mean,
I'm trying to find it. Oh yeah, even Rory's fucking fight nickname is godlike. The Red King.
yeah. I was telling Ian and Reese about it. I was like, he's such a weirdo. He was quoted in an interview like when he would fight, with talking about like, oh yeah, I really enjoy like beating my opponents down piece by piece and breaking them apart. I really love to see them like break in front of me as I'm beating them. I'm like it, but like with a blank stoic just stare into the screen. It's so weird. But what's insane about that fight is what they don't point out is that when they go, it just came to a culmination of like not like punches and damage, and obviously then Rory went down. I'm like, Rory's nose got broken like 17 times in the fight. It was on break number 17 that he was like, ow, oh ow, and he went down. If his nose didn't break, he would have kept going. Like it's insane. It wasn't like if that punch lands anywhere else on Rory McDonald's face on that night, he just keeps going. He loses the fight in the long run, but he keeps going. But he got his nose punched into his face, and they were like, "Okay, it's over now." This man has no nose. He's Meeper from the Muppets. He's Beaker from the Muppets.
I mean, both of their faces were ground meat.
Oh yeah, man, what a pick! What a pick! I'm excited because that's the thing. Like, there's so many good epic fights. I'm waiting for them to fucking put in Bigfoot Silva and Mark Hunt as one of the Hall of Fame fights. Finally, I mean, they made merch for that fight afterwards.
I don't think they ever put that fight in there. Only because they already have problems with Tim. And then, oh wait, no, I'm thinking of a different Silva. But either way, they don't fuck with Mark Hunt because Mark Hunt was like, y'all made me fight hella steroid niggas. Fuck
It's true,
y'all.
but it was
And
true.
every chance he gets to shit on the UFC, he says something, and it's like, relax, bro. You got the money. Just go about your business, man.
Yeah.
It's fucking bad. And if it
Uh,
wasn't for Mark Hunt, we wouldn't have Tai Tuivasa.
it's true.
His infinite chin.
It's true. He
'cause
took over
he
that
was his
spot.
sparring partner.
Don't worry, mate. I'll be in there. I'll take care of it for you. You done shoeies yet?
Don't worry, I'll do a gross ass shoey.
Yeah. Mark Hunt was like, "No, I didn't do shoeies." Oh, okay,
No, I
mate.
didn't
Well,
ask you to do that.
I'm gonna go in there and do that then.
He's like halfway through it, like, oh, okay, well, this is my thing now.
Some this was news that was supposed to be big and breaking, but obviously, I mean, it's so funny. I don't know if you guys heard about the Hasbullah abusing his cat. You heard about this?
Oh yeah, I've seen like some clip on Twitter.
He's fighting his cat.
No, he's like
Well, it was a
beating
fair
the hell out of
fight.
the cat.
No, he's not. No.
He beat the shit out of
No.
that cat. Like that cat is absolutely terrified.
This-
But then when he puts a video out with his dog, he's all cuddled up with his dog and shit, and it's just like, oh,
This is how he.
the fuck.
This is how he looks attempting to hit the cat. Hey, me. No, me. The cat was being an asshole. He was punishing the cat, and he's a tiny person, Darnell.
He's being a dickhead. I didn't see the whole fucking clip. I just literally saw something about him and the cat, and I just kept scrolling. I'm like, I don't care.
He's
This ain't got shit to do with me.
he's just like kind of holding on the cat's ear and kind of like giving it some bops, like, and then he explains in a video. He just shuts everybody up, you know. And we definitely don't need to see the video of him doing an apology because it's all just him speaking. But it's just him telling people like, I love my cat and my dog. I love my animal more than you would know. My cat's an asshole. And I also, it's a different country. Everybody shut the fuck up. Like, who gives a fuck? You know, but
Oh nah, you
don't fuck with cats. You don't fuck with cats.
Yeah,
That's
that is a universal thing.
But that's the thing. There's a line. That's why you don't put that. Like, I'm not gonna film me like scolding or punishing my cat for anything and put it online. Like, that's crazy. But it's Hasbullah. He doesn't
No,
fucking
you
know
go
any
to
better. No. Yeah, they don't take you to jail for teaching good lessons.
If you go to jail in Russia, you don't come back.
They get sent to the gulag.
You get sent to Siberia.
Yeah, I think there's a
and
whole
you get
misunderstanding. I think he was just trying to ride the cat, and it's a very hard thing to tame them to make them do that. But at his size, it makes sense. You know what I mean?
No. I'm gonna say it because of his face.
He's looking at stuff. He's not paying attention.
I mean,
Nah,
just-
the look on his face is still just
he
like,
just smacked his cat twice, but
Yeah.
Oh, he's got an expensive ass cat.
Is the cat bigger than him?
It's a
I'd say it's
normal
about
cat.
half his size. It's a Scottish fold. It's an expensive ass cat.
Yeah. Fuck do you know, Darnell?
Oh, about cats? Not a lot.
Yeah.
Stuff gets crazy with cats, man. So crazy.
I say let him go. I say that was a fair fight. I say that cat probably swatted at him and probably knocked down Hasbullah. Now Hasbullah probably had to react. He probably got a standing 8 count. That he.
I'd like to see him fight Flash.
Yeah,
My
right.
cat would fuck up hospital.
Yeah, right. down in the comment to let us know. Do you think your pet will fuck up Hasbulla, or you think Hasbulla wins a 3-round fight? What's going on? Maybe does your dog need a training camp, or does it just win right off the back?
I thought he was afraid of dogs.
I don't know. I don't think Hasbulla is afraid of anything, to be honest with you.
Well, I saw a video of him like in a room full of puppies, and he was like running away from them, like, you know, genuinely afraid of them. So, because he knows any dog is gonna fuck his tiny ass up.
Would you not be terrified with a room full of puppies running at you?
I mean, if I was his size, maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say. You already beat me to it. You were gonna be like, no, and I was gonna be like, okay, follow me. Now imagine a bunch of puppies, a room full of them running at you, but you're only about a foot taller than them. It's pretty fucking terrifying. I'd be like, help! Get me out of here.
You give your balls a tug, and you get the choke slamming. You're that small, yo. You gotta establish dominance immediately.
Guys, you know that when he punches these grown men, they fall on purpose. I think you're misunderstanding the situation. All right, boys, you know what time it is. It's time to go over some street sillies.
Some street shenanigans. Transition.
I can't think of a good one. Fuck.
We'll keep going. No. So we keep shouting him out until he gets one.
Street synonyms.
Street stories. I don't know. Fuck.
Street stories?
That's so bad.
Some fight fables.
Oh, okay. Bars.
Fight fables.
All right. Ian, load us up.
And, you know, YouTube. Before we show any of these, we have to tell you, you know, they're all right. They're all right, YouTube. We've made contact with all of them, and we have assured that they are A-okay.
Ready to see some bodies hit the floor.
For some of these shenanigans.
So just to cue you guys up a little bit, just a little bit of reference. This is what I saw to be a bully. It was this guy on the right. He looks like a bully. So
he does look like a bully. He looks like a 90s bully.
He does look like a 90s bully. Matter of fact, I think this is in the 90s. Look at everybody. This is in the 90s. So this is but apparently the other guy, and I think I've seen this way back in the day, and apparently this other kid knows some stuff. Ian, play it.
He knows some things.
Also, kill the volume because we don't need to hear these guys jawing at each other. Doing the ooh. We do that.
We do that. All
right, boys, fight. He said.
And he immediately
said, "I'm tired of you picking on me because I like Bud Light. I don't like transgenders just because I like Bud Light."
Look at his pants. They're like American flags.
Yeah. Yo, Rex Kwando.
Rex Kwando's gym is really
like
falling.
Fucking leg kicks to the body.
Yeah, right here is where you should know to not just walk away from the throwing head kicks and leg kicks unless you yourself know sometimes. What has he got? Converse on in this fight? Oh, didn't spin.
And then you put your hand up.
Walk away.
Why?
He's letting the judges know he didn't. That didn't hurt him.
Oh yeah, he realized he fucked up. He definitely did.
Yeah, he's backing up now. He's not sure.
Yeah, no more bouncing. He's flat-footed. He's gonna get fucked up.
Oh yeah, look at that stance.
He's now defending himself.
Oh man, the kid switched stance. Look at him.
Yeah, he realized this kid's a bitch. He can't fight.
Oh man.
It's like, he's like, how come none of my friends are helping me?
So this is where boom, big jumping head kick, and this guy, if he didn't realize before,
bitched up right there. Look at the leg.
Please.
He's scared.
Please
he's
stop.
scared.
Holy shit, bro! You can fuck my sister. It's
fine. It's okay.
It's cool. We're cool. Oh man, that kid's
pulled him away.
That kid's getting uber laid tonight.
Oh yeah.
He just got bitched out hard.
100%.
And I want to point out for YouTube, these are not kids. These are grown adults here. Just want to point it out. We keep saying the word kid a lot. These are all grown adults.
Young adults.
Yes. For sure.
It's just so funny that as soon as this kid he threw a counter left and really hit him, then he was like, okay,
You know, in the moment,
I'm not okay with this anymore.
in the moments of these big group street fights, where there's one guy getting dominated, you start to wonder which people are his friends here. I wonder who has his back. It doesn't look like anybody does.
Well, I have a feeling that he's the one who started the fight,
For sure, but I mean,
and that's why everyone's like, "Oh no, he's fine. He started it."
oh, don't worry, he's gonna rally and come back and win this. He's like Anderson Silva versus Chael Sonnen every single time, dude. He's gonna whip a triangle on this real quick here. He's gonna check the leg and he's gonna break it. He's gonna break the wrist and walk away. Break the wrist, walk away.
Break the one.
Works every time. All right, we're good on that. Looks like they're in Alabama too. Bama Sooners, Boomer Sooners. See that, and that's why it was so unexpected for that guy. He's like, people don't know that karate shit down here. Really threw me off. I didn't expect that.
Karate.
Tell you what.
Tell you what. All right, boys.
Hockey fight.
Got another hockey fight for you. Fuck, hockeyfights.com starts every morning. Shouts out hockeyfights.com.
Hockey breeze.
Where you can see the best hockey fights. This is another banger for you guys. This is what you would call in UFC a slobber knocker, actually. It's what you would call in WWE a slobber knocker. Go ahead.
All right.
And this one, very interesting. There's chaos ensues, and when chaos ensues in a fight, I got to tell you guys, you can know that it's going to be good because I don't like random chaos brawls. I like when there's some type of strategic value in some way, shape, or form. Now, the key player in this is the camera guy, but let's see what happens. Brawl starts. Somebody's already been knocked out.
Fight?
It's a major chick fight. So, boom. Hair judo throw. Now the two come in to save.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez.
Oh, rally back. 2-on-1.
2v1.
Yeah. Boom. Gets the clinch. Oh, no.
I like how they just all look for openings when the other ones aren't looking.
Now it becomes a game of whose team was on who in the first place. I don't remember who's on whose team. You just see a bunch of black hair flying around. Oh, dude, they're all hip toss masters.
Here comes Shrek.
Oh, no. She's the real reason they're breaking up. They're like, hold up, everybody. I didn't know she was going to be here.
Pearl getting involved in
Yeah,
it.
they said, you didn't say she was going to be here. That's a hilarious fight. Yeah, that's the whole thing. They were really hankering on the camera guy because he was just right there in the fold. You know, that guy got the best footage.
Oh, yeah.
But honestly,
He got the helicopter view.
Yeah. I wonder if there's a lot of fights that happen in that mall. And that guy's like, he goes to get a Cinnabon and a coffee, and he sits there with his camera, and
He
he's
just
like,
waits.
"Yep, this is the safest spot up here
now."
Yep, it's like my little hunting lookout.
He's like a bird watcher, but for mall fights.
And we appreciate those people because they bring us the content that we need.
We appreciate you.
And we appreciate you guys for watching this video. Thanks
We
for
also
helping.
appreciates you for commenting, and subscribing.
I think you're having some strokes.
I think I am having some strokes. It's just Mamoosh's mouths.
We appreciate you guys helping support and build this podcast. Share it out. Throwing Hands MMA podcast. Let people know. Casual or hardcore, we're here for you. Ian, Darnell, twitch.tv/SuperSour Games, twitch.tv/McLeodmatic, twitch.tv/SnuggyBlanks. Follow Darnell on his social media, SnuggyBlanks on all social medias where you can find him. If you don't see him on one, that means he's not there. That's just it. Don't forget the underscore, but you'll see it there. Guys, thanks so much, and I'll see you all next week.
Gang shit.
Woo.
Jazz hands.
And we are
Spirit
out of
fingers.
here.
One of the two. Darnell, come on.
I'm sorry, I gotta go get my food.
Yeah. We got.
I'm Rex, founder of the Rex Kwando self-defense system. After 1 week with me in my dojo, you'll be prepared to defend yourself with the strength of a grizzly.